Staten Island Comedy Show with your host, Nevin Cummings, co-host, Jody Oliver, and Mike Bocchetti. Tonight's guest, Dave Bergman, Esther Forrester, Jerry Martinez, Mandy Jones, Keyfitz, Bonnie Scalisi, Vinny Lewis Mara, and I'm your announcer, Bodybuilder Bob. And now, Freddie Coscia, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on Staten Island, it's the Staten Island Comedy Show with your host, Nevin Cummings.
Woo! Freddie Coscia, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show. We're going to have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned. We have a lot of comedians. Boy, Freddie Coscia and Bodybuilder Bob, we got a lot tonight, so we got to get going, Freddie.
Got to get going.
But you know what? This couple, right?
Couple night.
Yeah, they were sleeping in bed, and the woman gets up and says, notices her husband's crying. So the wife says, "What are you crying about?" And he goes, "You know, hon, you remember when you were 16 years old, and I was in your bedroom, and your father came in."
Oh my God.
Your father came in, and
What happened?
And he said to me, "If you don't marry my daughter, I'm going to put you in jail for 30 years." So the wife says to him, "Yeah, but what made you think of that right now?" And the guy says, "Well, right now, today, I'll be a free man.
Free man!
I'll be a free man." Woo!
Free man!
Free man! I'm a free man! I'm a free man!
Free man!
Bob, I'm a free man. Free man. We're a free man. Okay, Freddie.
Oh man.
We have a lot of guests tonight, so Freddie Coscia, take it away. Hey, Mike, that was some opener, huh? Yeah, I'm a free man.
You've always been free.
All right. How you doing, Jody? Jody,
I'm doing good. How are you now?
Oh boy.
Good. We got a great show tonight, action-packed show. We got a lot of
great, funny
energy in
people.
the studio tonight, and we're going to start right off with Dave Bergman. Bergman, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Dave, where are you from?
I'm from Leominster, Massachusetts, outside of Boston.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, I moved down here, witness protection.
Oh, that's your dark secret, right?
We're in the same program.
Okay. That's his dark secret. Okay, so who's your favorite comic?
Bill Burr and the great Mike Bocchetti.
Whoa!
Mike Bocchetti!
You're
Thank you,
right.
Dave. I hope you become a powerful figure in Hollywood one day and be able to say it.
Okay, how long have you been doing comedy?
I actually did it in the late 80s, but I had stage fright for 35 years, and I started again about 5 years ago.
Good.
So you've been
good,
really
good.
doing it
Welcome
for 5 years.
You're really going to be frightened.
Wow. So, okay. So what sets you apart from other comedians? What sets you apart?
My DNA?
The DNA. Okay, cool. Okay, and where can people get you online? Your schedule and stuff.
I have a YouTube channel, Dave Bergman Comedy. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I perform around the area.
Okay, and they can get your schedule on those sites?
Yes, I'm doing a private show tomorrow night. I'm actually telling jokes to my chia pet.
Oh, okay. Okay, hopefully it'll grow.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have 5 minutes for us?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you. Does this mic stand make me look fat? I'm very nervous. My friend Lenny was telling me, "Don't worry, Dave, you got this. You're the funniest guy we ever met on the flight deck at Bellevue." I went out with a Dutch woman last year. She kept asking me if I was Justin Bieber's grandfather. I love taking the boat to Manhattan. It's just too far for me to swim. I buried my pet rock in a granite quarry. Now I can't find it. My barber's a great guy. Maybe you know him, Big Al, alcoholic. Blame him for this haircut. I'm half Irish and half Jewish. When I was a kid, my parents rented a leprechaun and they made him wear a lime green yarmulke. I love St. Patrick's Day. My mom would make homemade Irish soda bread, bagels. When I was a kid, my father said, "Oi, you drink like a gefilte fish." Thank you. Good crowd. Good crowd. R.I.P. Steve Whalen, great Staten Island comic. I love this crowd. Steve Whalen, R.I.P. He's up there making the angels laugh.
There you go.
Marijuana makes you forget your jokes. I'm very proud of my sister Beth. Last year, for real, she won an Emmy Award for a documentary that's on YouTube now. It's called Ghosts of Highway 20. I had one accomplishment last year. I came in first in a cannonball contest at Clove Lake Park. Not to brag, but last year also I came in fourth in a karaoke contest. I was the only one there. My life started out great. When I was 16, I was captain of a hockey team. I dated the cheerleading captain. She was gorgeous, and I just drank on the weekends. Then I went to school at UMass Amherst, big party school, and my drinking increased a lot more. In fact, my roommates named me to captain of the projectile vomiting team. Then it got worse. I got married to Captain Morgan. Not the gay pirate, the drink. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but whatever. Then it got worse. I had surgery in 2007. I was on painkiller pills. I was hooked like that. I was, I don't know. Maybe you saw me on the train. They did an intervention on me. Everyone who loved me was there. Mom and Lisa. Mom did most of the talking because, well, Lisa's a chia pet. Oh, I love this. Good crowd, good crowd. So I went to rehab, Bed-Stuy, do or die. A place called Shake No More. They said, "Dave, you're a good guy, but you just can't drink. You can't drink anymore. One day at a time, you can do it." And a miracle happened. I didn't drink for 4 days in a row. So they put me in the hospital for severe dehydration. A real miracle happened. Maybe not to you, but to me, a real miracle happened. Now I'm sober 12 years, and I get to be here tonight with you on the Staten Island Comedy Show. Things got a lot, thank you. Things got a lot better. I just bought real estate. Yeah, it's a timeshare in Newark. It's right near the airport. It's called Serenity Acres. And I have a high-paying job, and I'm an exotic dancer at a nursing home for the blind. Thanks a lot. Love you guys.
Hello there.
Hi.
How are you?
I am well, kind of. Well enough.
This is Esther Forrester.
Hi, Esther, welcome.
Hi, Esther. Where are you from?
I'm from space. No, from New York mainly, but I was born in London.
Oh. And how long have you been doing comedy?
I would say officially 2 years, though I've been trying to make people laugh most of my life.
Okay. And what made you get into comedy?
My therapist made me.
Were you a class clown?
Not at all. I was one of those super nerds that had like a big book bag and always grubbed for grades.
Oh, and who's your favorite comedian?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, it's my favorite too.
Yeehaw! So we have that in common.
Okay. And what sets you apart from other comedians?
I rarely ever blend in. I would say that I always go, ah, yeah, and just my laugh as well, actually. My laugh in the crowd sets me apart.
Okay. Do you have any dark secrets?
Oh, plenty.
Yes.
Too many.
Yes.
And what's your favorite comedy show?
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we find you anywhere on what's coming up with you?
I have a show coming up on the 8th. It's at Tierney's, which is in Montclair. If anyone's motivated to go over that bridge, please come. And you can find me on Facebook. I'm just Esther Forrester, and my Instagram is Esther583.
Okay, good. Do you have 5 minutes for us, Esther?
I don't know, maybe. Yes, of course.
All right, that's the fun.
Guys, I'm so happy to be here. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
All right. Guys, by the way, if you don't laugh, I'm going to strangle you after the show. How does that sound? So, you guys, a lot of you are comics. Who's tired of getting their friends to go to shows? Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like torture. My one friend, I write to her, I'm like, Oksana, what are you doing today? She writes back, nothing much. I'm like, how about a comedy show? She goes, I have poison ivy. Oh, yeah. Then my other friend, Carol, she's like, Esther, I think it's so great you do comedy. I really want to come see you. So I'm like, how about Friday night? She says I have to do my laundry and my taxes. I'm like, Carol, your husband's an accountant and you have a maid. I have a friend, Paul, and he's an atheist. But he told me when I asked him to go to the show, he said he has to go to church. Oh, yeah. And, wow, it's amazing I'm staying up on these heels because I never wear heels. So that'll be 1 feet. So I have a grandmother, and she's really, really harsh. And she's Jewish, and she can't tie her own shoes, but she could still spot an anti-Semite. And when I was a kid, and I was in a running club called Infant Jesus Track Club. But the reason I had to run fast was so that I could run from her when she saw the T-shirt. And, you know, she has like these 5 deadly sins that are make someone an awful person, according to her, not me. And they're not being Jewish, being Republican, being rude, fat, or dumb. And I finally find a guy that could pass through all her tests and doesn't have any of the deadly sins, but now she's losing her mind. And like, the crazier and crazier that she gets, the easier and easier it's gonna be to pass through the Shirley Weiss wall of deadly sins. All right, so apparently you all have normal families. Noodle salads, you guys are all happy people. No, see, you're my comrade here. We've got something in common, if that. Just that, maybe. And, she's like really harsh and she criticizes me a lot. But the way to deflect it is to find someone who's messed up more than me. Anyone hate criticism out here? Yeah. And like she'll be like, when are you getting married? And I'll be like, that son Alan of yours, he has a nerve to move all the way to Belgium. She'll be like, do you wear a bra? And I'll be like, you're cousin Shelley, isn't he a Republican? And then she'll be like, what are you doing with your life? Why aren't you a lawyer? And I'll be like, that's Stan. Isn't he rude? He didn't write Dear Shirley on the Hanukkah card 10 years ago. And my unkempt hair is nothing compared to President Trump's regressive policies. At least according to her. And thank God. All right, we'll do a quick one. Does anybody wonder, though, like, why do we need an appointment with the psychic? Shouldn't she know we're coming? And I'm, like, now banned from the supermarkets, which is weird because for oversampling, which is weird because the samples are free. All right, thank you guys so much.
That was some act.
Great job,
That was
Esther.
great. Hey, great job, sir. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yes.
Our next comic is Jerry Martinez. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, what's up?
Jerry, what got you into comedy?
Actually, a bunch of people. I started getting into comedy because I did impersonations, but I just never wrote it into my comedy, so.
Were you the class clown?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I was more like a class nerd. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm
Dungeons
shocked.
and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, you know?
What sets you apart from other comics?
Depression and alcohol. You know?
Well, that's part of being a comic.
That's it, you know?
What's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show is Seinfeld, but he's not my favorite comedian. But he's my favorite TV show.
Jerry, where can we find you?
You can find me right on Facebook. I'm at Jerry Martinez /Facebook. But also you can find, go to fifthboroughcomedyfestival.com. We have a great festival coming up in September 12th through the 16th, I believe it is. And we got a great bunch of shows coming up. So you can find me there. Also, you can find me at ibattletv.com. Go there and check that out. They also have an app you can download. So it's you can find me all over the place.
And the Fifth Borough Festival, we're going to do a special Staten Island comedy show
heard.
with all of the comedians are going to be on the show, on this show.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a preview of the 5th annual.
That's awesome.
I think it's the third. This is their third year.
This is our third year
Third
going
year,
in,
right?
yes.
So the Fifth Borough
third year going.
Film Festival.
The Fifth Borough Comedy Festival.
Comedy Festival. All right, it was close.
This guy does his homework.
You're always close, but no cigar.
That's right.
I'm breaking your ball.
Whoa.
I'm breaking your apples.
Okay, Jerry, do you have 5 minutes for us?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show, huh, guys? Welcome to this.
You made
Who
it.
else wants Fred to take some Ritalin, right? Am I wrong, guys? He had a red blazer on earlier, the drummer, and he went and did a costume change back in 1974. That's where he did his costume change. He's just.
What happened to you?
Nev Cummings is a great host. He's doing a great job hosting tonight. I love your white suit. I love your white suit, Nev.
Oh,
You look like you're about to make us all drink the punch, you know? You look like Bill Nye the Seance guy, you know what I mean? He's just ready to go, this guy. Mike, he's been perverted all night. I love him.
I can't help it.
Bob the bodybuilder.
Woman kind.
There he is. What, are you under renovation right now? Yeah. Bob's under. It's just Martinez. You sound like every one of my teachers. Jesus Christ. Gerald Martinez. Martin, have you never seen baseball? You know what I mean? Jesus, it's like 100 of us, you know? Probably more. I'm just paraphrasing. I am Puerto Rican. You know, a lot of people some people when they see me, they say, "Who the hell's this guy?" You know, and those people are my kids. You know, those are my kids. They're just a great bunch of kids. I do have a couple of kids. They're great kids. My son actually is. I had him when I was 15, and I'm 38 now.
Wow.
So that means he's old enough to know that I'm not coming home yet. You know what I mean? To know that. No, he actually called me the other day and he told me, hey, congratulations, you know, you're going to be a grandfather. And I was like, hey, congratulations. I'm going to punch you in the mouth, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, dude, I'm 38, you know what I mean? Like, what's this? I can't be a grandfather yet. I'm too young for this, you know? And he was like, oh, you know what I mean? It's not like you were much of a father to me anyway. And I was like, what a little brat, you know what I mean? But I told him, I was like, listen, we weren't very close, you know? But if you need anything, you need money, you need advice, I'm here for you, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, don't try to be my dad now. That's what he said. And I was like, listen, dude, I'm not old. I can beat you up, you know what I mean? Like, I will find out where you live and beat you up, you know what I mean? I will find out. I just got this haircut, guys. You like this?
Yeah.
Told my barber to give me the Cuban lesbian. Nailed it. Nailed it, right? Like I look like every girl on your block that can ollie over a garbage can, right? Her name is Samantha, but she insists you call her Sam, right? She has every flannel that your husband wears, right? I love that haircut. But I don't think old people should have Facebook. Everybody here has Facebook? I don't think old people should have Facebook. And by old people, I just mean my dad. That's it. You know, my dad made a Facebook, and his very first move was to add like 400 of my friends. That was his first move. You know? And then his second move was to make a status. And my dad's like 65. He's kind of going a little crazy, you know? And his very first status was, hey, where's the bitches and hoes? That was It's my father's very first status. So apparently a bunch of my friends thought it was hysterical. They're all laugh emojiing it, right? And one of my friends commented, and he wrote LMAO, right, which means laugh my ass off. My father went nuts. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, up yours, pal. You're the lame-o. And I was like, no, Dad, that's not what that says. It's not just a bunch of 50s greasers hanging out on Facebook like, hey, check out this guy making statuses and such. Rocco, hit him with a lame-o. It's ridiculous, you know? Oh, man. I don't know. I love, like, you know what I mean? I love getting high. I smoke a lot of weed. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's TV friendly. It kind of is, I guess, now. And I was thinking about, like, a lot of things recently, and I thought of Humpty Dumpty, right? Because Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. And I was like, what kind of kingdom does Humpty live in? You know what I mean? That he sent all of his resources to fix an egg, right? Just send all of my men, every one of them. They must fix Humpty at once. And they all get there. They're like, dude, this is an egg. What the hell are we supposed to do, right? They go back. They're like, sire, we couldn't fix him. It's an egg, you know? And he's like, oh, I see. Send all of my horses, every one of them, at once. But I'm going to write a new version of Humpty. And it's going to, you know what I mean? It's going to be like, I'm sorry. I just got confused for a second. I'm going to write a new version of Humpty where all the king's horses and all the king's men effortlessly put Humpty together again, right? And then Humpty throws this big party, right? And Snoop Dogg is there, right? He's like, Humpty to the Dumpty. Everybody's dancing. And then he decides to run for president. And he actually beats Donald Trump by like 100 electoral votes, right? It's a landslide. And his whole campaign was no walls. You know, Humpty doesn't do walls. Guys, I'm Jerry Martinez, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was awesome,
Wow.
Mike.
Great job,
That was
Jerry.
great. That was great. Man. It was a great job. I was
Oh, your
laughing
boy.
hard. Tears rolling down from my eyes. Okay, we're moving right along. We have Mandy Jones. How you doing, Mandy?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Good. And where are you from, Mandy?
I'm from Suffolk County, Long Island, originally, and still there.
And how long have you been doing comedy?
It was 2 years in October, right after Halloween I started. It was November 1st, so.
And who's your favorite comedian?
I gotta say George Carlin, I think, is probably my favorite. Yeah.
Genius.
And sets you apart from other comedians?
Well, I mean, I think what sets me apart is that I talk about myself. I mean, all comedians are egotistical maniacs that talk about themselves, but I specifically take out clips of my life and things that people have said to me. So it's relatable, but it's original to me.
Oh, okay. All right. And where do you...
Originality rules.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mike. Mike's right on. Had to listen to him. Okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, it's hard to say. I do see my name in lights, though. I'm only going up. I'm on an upward trajectory.
Okay, we'll see you at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, great. And where can everyone out there in Staten Island and TV land find you?
Well, I'm on Gov's Radio every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8:30. We have a show called Three's Company Radio Show. Gov's Radio, Govs Radio. Governor's Comedy Club's out on Long Island. They have 3 clubs, and they have a studio out of one of the clubs, and they have all comedy shows.
Okay. Well, maybe one day you can interview me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
If I don't bomb and if I make you laugh, we'll definitely have you on.
Okay, and they can find everybody can find you on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Mandy Jones, Randy with an M Jones.
Okay, great. Do you have 5 minutes for us?
Of course.
Okay.
I got all the time you'll give me.
All right.
Hello. I think it's important to dream, and I think it's important to have dreams. I dream of becoming a successful comedian and making big rooms of people laugh. And everyone I know, they dream about things like winning the lotto. And call me crazy, but I think my dream's better. Because at least I don't have to wait till tomorrow to find out what a loser I am. I've gotten used to being in front of a crowd. I'm going to start doing beauty pageants. I think I'd be good. I think I could win. I'm going to represent states like Miss Directed Anger, Miss Communication, Misdemeanor. No, but I love music, but I'm really short though, so there's all these concerts I've been to, but I've never seen the band. But what I do love seeing is you see hot chicks posing for creepy guys with nice cameras. It's like, oh honey, that's not going in a magazine. He's gonna use that later. I think it's really important to surround yourself with people like yourself. All my friends are stupid and mentally ill. I have a friend, she got a DWI because she ran out of gas in her Prius. Okay. I have another friend, she apologized to me using solely emojis. I'm gonna recite that text message for you now. Alien, ghost, robot, monster, monkey, hear no evil, Muslim, woman, male, mermaid, zombie, fairy, yoga om, thumbs down, peace sign, fingers crossed, eyeball. And I just wrote back, I'm like, samesies, bro, you know, fucking same page. I'm just kidding, I didn't write her back. I have another friend, she complains about how awkward it was the time she had to shake the hand of a man with no thumb, because her hand just slid right up his arm. I think I'm destined for comedy because I was born surrounded by a cast of characters. My dad, you know, growing up, he would refer to us solely as filthy beggars. You know, he would give us matches, encourage us to go play in traffic. We're going through photos one day. He holds up a photo of me. I'm like 5 years old. I got my Easter dress and my Easter bunny. He goes, oh, honey, I love this picture of you. You can see my truck and my Impala in the back. Thanks, Dad. I'm married, but we didn't do anything traditional. It was just me and my husband on the beach. I didn't have any friends or family there. And afterwards, I send my dad pictures because I did have a photographer, and it's me in my wedding dress, and my husband's in his tux. And my dad goes, yeah, I'm really glad I didn't walk you down the aisle. Looks like a long walk in the effing sand. Thanks, Dad. He was showing us around his bedroom recently because he had redone the place, and you know, he painted the walls, and he got some new furniture. And then he crouches down specifically to show us the pleather matted headboard. He's like, yeah, this is for when you're slamming the bitch's head against the back of the headboard. I'm like, thanks, Dad. That's a perfectly normal conversation to have with your adult daughter and son-in-law, right? Cool. I went to college and I had random roommates. So the first night I looked to them. I'm like, it's so weird. We're gonna be sleeping with strangers tonight. Good thing none of us are crazy. Yeah, I went to see a psychic recently, and he told me you see problems before they happen. My husband's like, yeah, that's because you caused the problem. Respect. He's really good with his hands. I mean, he could like fix and build stuff. Perverts. And he works in construction. And he tells me that some of the older white guys are a little racist. And I asked him what he meant by that. And he said that Spanish guys, the older white guys say that Spanish guys use way too many nails with the nail gun. Like if a white guy were to go like do, a Spanish guy would use like 15 nails in that area. So I said, they just like pulling the trigger. I'm totally joking, guys. That's messed up. That's white and black people. A Spanish dude's gonna saw your head off, and that will not have a motor. We talk a lot about having children, and if we ever do, they're complete accidents. I think there are plenty of children on this earth that are already born that need love. I mean, I would adopt or foster a kid in a heartbeat. Plus, if you don't create the kid, you don't have to save it. So you could always hang that over their heads, like, I saved you. Yeah. How are we doing on time here? Yeah, okay, good. All right, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. Okay, anyway, so I just want to leave you with this. It's really important to laugh at life. Life is really tough, and you're tougher. So you got to laugh. You got to find the funny. Recently, my basement flooded, and it sucked. Me and my husband, unpaid, spent the day bailing water out of the basement. And I had to throw a bunch of stuff out, and it was horrible. And then that night, we're laying down to get intimate with one another, and he says to me, I'm going to make you as wet as our basement. And he wasn't even trying to be funny. It was just the wettest thing he could think of at the moment. I'm Mandy Jones. That's my time. Thanks for having me here.
Something to say?
No, I'm saying.
All right.
Fred, you look a
And
little.
Norton, when he goes, you're on the air.
You're on the air. Fred, you look like you're like dressed as a panda or
Well,
something.
I threw this in for a mix. Could I tell you?
Okay. All right. Oh, I heard a cat over there. Okay, moving right along here.
What?
Our next guest.
Hello, Keith.
Hi, how are you?
Keith?
Good.
Key.
Keith.
He's back.
Key.
Key's back.
I'm back.
You've been on the
Keith
show.
Fritz.
Fitz.
Fitz.
Fritz is a
Fitz.
1960s porno cat.
That's funny. Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Long Island.
Oh, that's long enough.
Yes.
And how long you been doing comedy?
This will mark my 17th year.
Really? Wow.
I'm just as shocked as you.
What made you get into comedy?
Drugs. No, I used to be a musician, and at one point in time in my life, I was between bands, and a friend of mine took a comedy course out at Governor's where she was talking about having the radio show out of.
Right.
And he told me, get up on stage, you can do this. Get up on stage, you can do this. Get up on stage, you can do this. I told him, F you, I'm doing it. Book me. He's like, what? I said, book me. So I started a place called the Hairy Lemon. Yeah. And it's been hairy ever since.
Harry Lemon.
Yes.
Who's your favorite comedian?
I would say I like a lot of the older comedians, but my favorite current one would be Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay.
I met him once.
Guy, awesome guy.
Yeah, he is. I met him once. He gave me some great advice. He said, get out of comedy.
What advice can you give an aspiring comedian?
Get on stage, get up there, get 5 minutes put together, start doing open mics, have fun. Most important, have fun on stage, and just keep at it.
Okay, great.
Good. Do you write all your own material?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where can we find you?
Wherever my wife lets me go. You can actually find me on Facebook, and screw you, Martinez. I have a Facebook. Yes, I'm old. On Facebook, you can find me under my name, Keyfitz, F-I-T-Z, like zebra. I'm going to be performing out all kinds of places. I put it all up on there. That's all I can tell you right now.
Okay, do you have 5 minutes for us?
I think I might. I just possibly.
Okay.
All right.
Keith.
you a round of applause for everyone so far tonight. All right, let me ask the studio audience here at least. Are you guys happy it's 2020? 4 people, good. I'm with the rest of you. I'm not. This month coming up, I'm going to turn 51. Every year around my birthday, my parents bust my chops. Key, when are you going to cut your hair? I keep telling them never, because when I get old enough, this becomes the ultimate comb-over. This year I'm running for president. Yeah. I have things starting to go wrong with my body now that I'm in my 50s, not like when I was in my 20s. Things like I have joints that are starting to predict the weather, which is kind of weird for weed, don't you think? I get Charlie horses at the most inopportune times too, right? My wife comes out in a sexy negligee, and I'm getting a stiffy in my calf.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's where the line's drawn. I'm rubbing out my calf. She says, Key, get over yourself. You're Irish. You're not that big. Yeah, so anyway. I have diabetes now. My doctor says I absolutely have to stay away from candy, which is weird. They've been telling me the same thing at the strip club for years. By the way, fellas, bit of advice. The strip club, our dollar store. Now I tell my wife I'm going to the dollar store. It explains why I come home covered in glitter. I was in the arts and crafts section. Yeah, so anyway, I'm starting to say things I never thought in my life. Things like I remember when. Things like I remember when. Sticking it to the man was not the slogan promoting gay marriage. Yeah. I remember when. I remember when a GPS was the woman sitting next to you in the car. Stop and ask for directions, will ya? Ask him. Ask him. Ask him. Recalculating. I remember when that joke worked. All right. I remember when sexting was passing that note underneath the desk. Do you like me? Circle yes or no. I remember when standing in the bushes outside somebody's bedroom window was called hopelessly romantic. And you would hold up that big boombox playing that cheesy 80s music. Do you want my body and you think I'm sexy? Come on, baby, let me know. Yeah, I remember when the original gender reveal party was the Central Park Flasher. I remember when Plan B contraception was see ya! I remember when kids with ADD were simply cured by saying, shut up! And I remember when going to the bathroom was not a Facebook status. So I mentioned my wife. I'm married. Thank you for not clapping. My wife, she's a great woman. When she sleeps at night, she curls herself up in the covers like some sort of cocoon. So I'm expecting this beautiful butterfly, right? No. No, instead I get Mothra. I'm expecting good morning, dear. And I get... Stop poking me with that thing. I am a musician. I sing in a band. When I tell people this, they ask me the same question. When did the Partridge Family reunite? I look like the Danny Partridge after he ate the other children. I was in a death metal band for diabetics. We were called Death by Chocolate. And I brought a couple songs I'd like to play for you guys. You guys want to hear them?
Yeah.
All right, my wife and I got, before we got married, I wrote her a love song called Hold On, goes something like this. Hold on. Thank you. All right. So my wife and I have been married for 16 out of the 17 years I've been doing comedy. On our 10th year, she asked me to write her a love song. I did. I want to play for you guys now. Will the light guy dim the lighting so I can get the proper mood lighting? That's perfect, thank you. I think the song goes something like this. I'm at home completely wasted, out of work and down. And my wife, she won't stop nagging, she won't shut her breaking my balls, 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 breaking my balls. A lot of married people in here at sea. If my wife, she won't stop crying, she won't shut her trap. Just cause I came from the dollar store and somehow caught the trap. I don't know what she's saying, I don't have a clue. If I did, I would be single and hanging with prostitutes. Cause she's breaking my balls, breaking my balls, breaking my balls. All right, thank you. I'm Keyfitz, I'm heading to the dollar store. Thank you, guys.
Great job, Steve. Yeah. He's a pretty good musician.
Musician and comic. Great job.
I was laughing my head off.
Me too.
Yeah. So very nice.
Our next comic is Bonnie Scalisi. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, everybody.
How are you? Bonnie, what made you get into comedy?
Well, I was a kindergarten teacher. That's going to be part of my stand-up. And I wanted to do something completely different than teaching 5-year-olds.
Wow.
So.
Were you the class clown?
No. I was very, very, went by the rules. I have no idea why I'm doing comedy. That's why I'm in therapy.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, a previous guest, Mandy Jones, and we do a podcast together called Three's Company on Governor's Radio. And she just won a contest, and she's going to be hitting the main stage at Governor's.
Congratulations.
And my goal is to hit the main stage at Governor's. We do the Little Room. And that's my goal in 5 years.
Good. Great goals to have. They're tremendous. What sets you apart from other comics?
I have an interesting background. I have an autistic brother. I have autistic children. I have it's a lot of stress in my background, so I use the comedy to kind of escape. And that doesn't make me different, but I think the circumstances do.
It's great. A lot of pain, and comedy's pain and tragedy. It's incredible.
Yes.
God bless you so much.
Good for you.
Where can we find you?
Every Wednesday night at 7:30. The show is called Three's Company. It's on Gov's Radio. Gov's. Mandy's my tech person.
No, go ahead. You got this.
GovsRadio.com, or you could go to Three's Company Radio Show. We're on YouTube and all kinds of things. Boxcast. I'm not good with the technology, but we're on every Wednesday.
Okay. As long as you're doing stuff, who cares?
And it's live out of Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown.
Okay. Would you like to do 5 minutes?
I'll give it a shot.
Hey, Bonnie Scalisi, ladies and gentlemen.
So how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
You look like a nice group of people, so I'm going to confide in you. I am going through a midlife crisis. I'm seeing a therapist. Now he needs therapy. So I am a retired kindergarten teacher of 35 years. But I'm only 32. School was very chaotic. Every day it was like, Billy, stop running around. Samantha, take your finger out of your nose. And Mikey, stop crying. And that was just the faculty lounge. And it's hard for me to stop being a kindergarten teacher now in my regular life. So I'd be having relations with my husband, and I'd be like, "Oh, your face is going to get stuck like that." I'm trying to make it clean for TV. I also used to be really overweight. I've lost 80 pounds.
Wow.
I was so fat that at my school, there were only 2 skinny men. So they asked me to play Santa, which I thought was weird because I'm Jewish. And one of the fattening foods that got me so fat is bacon. Clap if you love bacon.
Yeah.
Me too. I know that there's a special place for me in Jew hell, or as I refer to it, Florida. I don't understand Santa because I'm Jewish. As a Jew, I can't fathom leaving free toys in houses of kids I don't even know. So this next joke might have to be edited, but now that I'm retired, I have time for myself. I go to the nail salon. I'd never been before. And while my nails are drying, she started giving me a back massage. Yeah. a back massage, without having to give anything in return. I had to stop my automatic response to kneel down and give her a happy ending. My soon-to-be ex-husband, he's Italian and Jewish. So he's so cheap he extorts money from himself. And he wanted me to be more forceful in bed. I forced myself to have sex with him. You know, my mother-in-law hates me for taking away her son. But that's okay, because I hate her for giving birth to her son. You know, I do have 2 autistic children, and this woman actually comes up to me and she says, is there even a difference between autistic and retarded? So I told her, well, my kids are autistic, you're retarded. You know,
Yes.
I take things at face value. For instance, I was surprised when Kids Gap didn't sell children. And I was disappointed when I went to Dick's. Let's see what happens when I go to BJ's. You know, most stores are geared for men. BJ's and Dick's. How about a store called Rub Your Feet and Fix Your Own Damn Dinner? So the best part about getting divorced is I won't have a mother-in-law anymore. She picked at everything I did, so I picked an old age home and stuck her sorry ass in there. What do liberals and my mother-in-law have in common? They both won't shut the heck up. Top 4 reasons why I hate my mother-in-law. Reason number 4, because she is a selfish bitch. Is that all I have in here? Reason number 3, because she's a selfish bitch. Reason number 2, she was always insulting me. And the number 1 reason why I hate my mother-in-law is because everyone...
She's a selfish bitch.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I have in the trunk of my car. Lubrication, Xanax, and my mother-in-law. Thanks, everybody.
Great job, Brian. That was great, right?
Wow.
Very good.
Great job. That was awesome,
Yeah.
right? And Jody, what are you doing? What are you up to recently?
Well, good news. Got a web series going on. Web series comedy. PN and Friends. It's premiering March 8th, 6 to 8 p.m. And I will announce the station on Facebook as soon as I know it.
Okay. And they can get the information on Facebook, Jody Oliver.
Yes.
Just friend you, and you'll have all your schedule up there.
Right. And I'm performing at the comic strip. I got a very big show coming up at Broadway Comedy Club this Wednesday night.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And Bodybuilder Bob.
Yes, sir.
Bodybuilder Bob.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bob, do you ever want to pound his head in? Charlie, I know you're a mellow guy.
So, Bob, how's your knees doing? I see you're taller now.
That's right. Had bilateral knee surgery 8 months ago.
Wow.
And I'm like 90% better.
All right.
Thank you. It was a lot of work, but you know, certain things you remember, and a lot of things you forget, especially after they come out of surgery. You're on all the drugs and everything else. And but the one thing is, they will not let you go anywhere other than a recovery room until you actually urinate in a bottle, right?
Really?
So he says, okay, you're going to have to go in the bottle. I says, gee, but he says, I'll do the best I can. So finally he says, nope, that's not enough. And I said, what do you mean not enough? I said, you told me one day before not to drink any liquids or nothing today. I said, so give me a glass of water. I'll show you what I can do. So he says, no. He says, you have to go on your own. He says, otherwise we're going to have to put a catheter in you.
Oh, no.
Anybody ever have a catheter?
Oh, no. They're not going near me with that.
Well, anyway, I thought about it for a second.
Wow, you really body fit. Good on that one.
I thought about it for a second, and I looked around, and I says, well, I heard about it, but anyway, and there was 2 beautiful nurses there, and I says, being a little high, I says, which one is going to do it? He says, I'm going to do it. I says, oh, and the whole thing I thought of it, I was inserting the catheter in me. I'm thinking about Star Trek. You know, you're going where no man has ever gone before. Yeah, so anyway, that's not the bad part. The bad part is when they take it out. You're like a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower. They pull it out.
That's like having your penis slammed in the door.
Oh, God.
Thanks for the information, Bob.
No, well, you got it, yeah.
Okay, our next guest is Vincent.
Hey, how
Lewis
you doing?
Mara, right? How you doing?
Yeah, you can just call me Vinny.
All
That's
right,
good.
Vinny, how you doing?
Can we call you Shiny?
Sure, Shiny Ben.
Where are you from?
Nice jacket.
I'm from Long Island. Originally from Brooklyn, but I live on Long Island. I know Bonnie and that whole crew.
And who's your favorite comic?
Of all time?
Yes.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis, yes.
What made you get into comedy?
Oh my God, I don't even. I was performing with this acting crew that did a lot of murder mysteries, and they have a radio show at Governors, and they said, Vin, you know, you always talk about you wanted to do stand-up comedy, you should sign up for this class, you know. And I did, and I kind of just fell in love with it, and then started doing mics.
Okay, cool. And where can we find you on?
Right here.
Facebook and stuff?
I think the comic strip. When is it gonna happen, Jody?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, I'll be at the comic strip.
All right.
And they can find your schedule on Facebook and
You can find me on Instagram at original_Vin.
Okay, you have 5 minutes for us?
I got 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go. All right. Faster for that one.
Okay.
Thanks, Jackie.
So we got some comics in the audience, I see. You know, bring your shows. You gotta drag your friends. I was recently on the other side of that. I got dragged to a show once. I have friends in the arts. I saw the Nutcracker. Anyone see the Nutcracker here?
Yeah.
I saw the Nutcracker, and the conductor stole the show. The conductor. Got this beautiful girl dancing. Guy in the back going. I couldn't pay attention. Yeah. Got this beautiful girl dancing her heart out doing pirouettes and grand jetés. Yeah. Got some guy in the back jumping up and down like a jackass. Bad girls. I'm a bad girl, I don't care. I'm trying to be better now. I don't know if I have what it takes to be a good person. Been bad for a very long time. You know? I turned 30 recently. Thank you. I can't believe I made it either. And you know, my mother did a lot of things to me growing up. She taught me how to read. Didn't help very much. Kind of slapped me a lot. It's cat, rat, bat, you idiot! That's why I hate reading. I had PTSD from learning the at family. My mother would turn the cards over in the middle of the night. Okay, Vinny. Okay, what's this word? She'd mouth the word, give me the sound. It's cat! It was so bad I overheard my mother crying to my dad one night. Al, what are we gonna do? I think he's retarded. That's my mother. They don't make them like that anymore. That model wasn't selling well. I was on the phone with my friend the other day. My friend, you know, she just turned 33 and she's complaining to me. She feels like she's aging fast. She's looking at the collagen and Botox injections. I felt bad. I said, hey, listen, you know, I read this article about how sex keeps you young. She said, oh, are you offering? I said, sure, we're good friends. I'll take a few years off you. You see the work I'm doing. We took before and after pictures. 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. Hey, how young you want to be? I don't know how this happened. But now she looks 40. We don't talk anymore. So I'm dating again. Yeah. Put myself out there. At least parts of myself. And you know, I gotta be honest, my game isn't what it used to be. And I had moves, Jack, you don't know. I had moves. I'm getting it to the point now that if I'm out with a group of friends and a girl likes one of us, I'm willing to share. I just want to watch. Is that so bad? Let me tell you something.
My time's winding down, but I noticed you guys looking good. You guys got dressed nice. Here's something I always wondered when I was a kid. When I don't have a tie on, how many buttons am I supposed to do? Going up. It's too tight with all the buttons on tight, right? It's too tight. I can do one button, right?
Yeah.
One button? One button. I don't think I can do one button. Can I do one button?
Yes.
Thank you. One button. Oh, wow. I feel so much looser. There's like a whole weight's off me right now. I feel good, but hey, it's hot. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. I could do one more button, right?
Yes.
I'm not stripping here. I could do one more button, right? One more button?
Yes.
Good. One button. Let me find this first. Oh, wow. You're walking out, doing your thing. You're getting the paper in the morning. Say, oh, to your neighbors, hey, how you doing? 2 buttons, 2 buttons. No one's saying anything. You feel ecstatic. You're getting away with murder, man. But you are. I'm getting the notion. Oh, Alfred. Hey.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
All right.
That's the end of the show. Okay.